Hey YouTube, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone's having a great day, and got a brand new video for you guys. Yeah, so basically today's video is exactly what the title of this video is. Basically, I went to a couple of antique stores, and I ended up finding a lot of cool stuff. And a lot of it is, most of it is hard rock. So I ended up getting, I think, three vinyl records from UFO, the band UFO. And I got 2 records from Van Halen. And yeah, all of them are original pressings. And I'll just go ahead and show you guys now. So let's get right into it then. Okay, I'm just gonna fix the camera here. Alright. So, starting off first, I ended up getting UFO Force It. So, the thing with this album cover, it's super weird. This shows a man and a woman, but in certain countries like the States, the US, and in Canada, they ended up basically censoring this image, so you can't really see it. But the pressings in Europe, they still have it. So this is a first press, American first press from I think 1975, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yep, 1975. And the seller, the guy at the booth, he had these records in such good shape. Like this is in the shrink, so I'll show you guys a record. So he kept this stuff still in the shrink wrap, which is crazy to me, because you don't really find stuff like that often. And here's a record here. So you know it's that first pressing when you see that green Chrysalis label. And I'll show you guys in a little bit of a reissue UFO record, of the same one that I'm about to show you guys. Which has a different Chrysalis label, and it's like a blue and gray one, something like that. This one is in really good shape, though. I would say, I mean, there's some scratches on it, so I'd probably call it like I'd say it's a VG plus, because it is very good shape. Like the jacket looks basically near mint. I was so surprised. But yeah, and then here's the back here. Really neat. Yeah, so some cool hard rock here. So my favorite song on this album is Shoot Shoot or Mother Mary. Love those songs. But the whole album is really good though. But if I were to pick 2 or 1, it would be Shoot Shoot. That's a good one. All right, UFO Force It. All right, next up, this one is probably the best find out of the whole haul here. Ended up getting UFO Phenomenon in the shrink. From 1974. So, I'll show you guys the difference. I'll show you guys this record, and I'll show you guys the difference between the first pressing and the reissue. So, here, actually I have it here. So honestly, here's the reissue, and here's the first pressing. You can honestly really tell the difference between the two just by looking at the cover. So So you see how this one, the border around it is a lot lighter in color, as well as like the whole cover too, as opposed to this where it's like a darker blue, you see? So yeah, really love that. Pretty cool. And this is in the shrink wrap as well. And I was so surprised when I found this record because this is my favorite UFO album. And when he had it, I was like, what? Like, there's no way. I was flipping through the records and I was like, wow. That is really crazy to see because I got this other one in Las Vegas. And I think I showed the other one to you guys. There's a record. I think I showed the reissue to you guys. And then another video. But I thought, when I bought the record, I thought that it was a first pressing at the time. And turned out to not be a first pressing. Which was fine because I ended up getting one later. And yeah, so this is American press as well. First pressing from 74, and my favorite song of this album would be Time on My Hands or Lipstick Traces. But the whole album is killer. And then I'll just show you guys a reissue quick. Just to show you the difference. So, like I said, the border is way more yellow. And also one identifying feature is the barcode. I didn't see the barcode. I didn't notice it before. So it kind of got me disappointed, but getting a reissue of this is hard anyways. And then here is the difference between this. So you see how the other one, the first pressing, was like a green chrysalis label. This one is a blue mixed with white chrysalis. It like fades to blue. Really cool. But it's still really neat regardless though. It's still kind of hard getting any UFO records. I mean, you just gotta know where to look, but like I didn't think I would even find one of these out in the wild. Oh yeah, and then I got this reissue though, out in an antique store as well. So kind of funny how that matches up. So yeah, UFO Phenomenon, my favorite album of UFO. So really killer album. I love it. Every song of it I just love listening to. But like I feel like this album is even better to hear on the turntable. Like there's like you know how like some people prefer like listening to certain songs in like the car or something. No, I like listening to this album on the turntable. This one in particular sounds super good. I don't know why, but you just hear the bass, you just hear everything just booms with it. It's amazing. And one thing more to talk about this album is I love the cover art, like the album cover. I don't know, like it's just such a weird looking cover because it's called UFO. The name of the band is UFO, and it's named Phenomenon. So the phenomenon is that the UFO in the sky here, and then they're like looking back at you. It's a really like thought-provoking cover. But it's also a simple cover too, where it looks visually appealing, even though it looks super simple, right? Like it has mostly sky, but you see a UFO here. It's really neat. I love that. And then on the back, it shows just the band, and then just like I think this was an actual photograph that was based on, which was pretty interesting to see. But yeah, so just a quick like note to say about that because I love that album so much. All right, and then this is the last for the UFO records, but not not least, because I'm probably going to be buying more soon. But this is UFO, No Place to Run. And this is in the shrink wrap too. See, I don't know how this guy got these records in the shrink wrap. But I assume that he took collecting these very seriously when they were collecting these. Really neat. So yeah, so this one came out in 82, I believe. 1980. So this one came out in 1980. So they started, so I believe from the 70s, Chrysalis, the label, made all of their labels the green label. And then later the reissues came about as the blue one, the blue Chrysalis label. So pretty neat. But the like they just changed their label design like later in the 80s. So I mean this one is still an original pressing, but it's just the different with the new change of the Chrysalis labels. And it's got the stuff on the back here. Here's the back of the record. Alright. Yeah, so that one, I don't know. That one's a little bit hard to get into because I'm thinking like, you know, every album is going to be like a phenomenon record where it's just so good. And then I'm like thinking like this album is pretty good, but it doesn't quite live up to the hype as Phenomenon does. That's my opinion anyways. It's just the way I listen to it. Alright, so now we're going to get into some Van Halen original pressing records. So, starting off from the oldest, I gotta start off with my favorite. So I got Van Halen 2. And this one came out in 1979. And this is hands down my favorite Van Halen album. So many good songs. So many good songs on it. Like, yeah, you can't go wrong with some Van Halen. Here's the record. Like, Dead or Alive, Beautiful Girls, Dance the Night Away, like, such good songs, like, classic Van Halen. And I was surprised that I haven't gotten a first pressing of this album for the longest time, and I was thinking to myself, like, when am I ever gonna get one of these? I mean, they're not that hard to get. You just really know where to look, because they're not too expensive, depending on which grade of the record it is. But you can get some for like, I don't know, like I bought this one for like $20, I believe. So it wasn't even that bad of a price. But you just need to know where to look, really. But this stuff isn't too expensive. Like, it's a pretty good price. Well, it's also cheaper than any of the reissues nowadays. If you guys have gone to like a place like FYE or something, or Sunrise Records, and you see like they're selling these reissues for like $50, it's crazy. And as opposed to this, where I got an original pressing for only $20. And plus, I like collecting original pressings anyways, so it's just, why not, right? And yeah, I'd say my favorite song on this album is Dance the Night Away. So, because you can't get wrong with that song. And here's the back. pretty cool. But I love this cover art too, because I love the original like Van Halen logo. It's just really awesome. And yeah. And then last but not least, I got this one yesterday actually. So this is 5150. This one is actually a little bit harder to find than like Van Halen 2, let's say. But yeah, like this is from 1986, and man, like I don't know, it's just like I said, like it's not that hard to find these original pressings. You just need to know where to look. But this album in particular is a little bit harder to find. There's the record. I'm not sure why, like they didn't make too many pressings of this album. So basically, you know, you got, at least in Canada, you know, you got a first pressing, because all the ones of this album, the Canadian editions at least, are first pressings. They were only produced in 86. So, I mean, like I said, you just need to know which specific place to look, and you'll most likely find some of these. Like I got this for $22. Like it was relatively cheap, cheaper than all the other records nowadays. But I love this album too. Like my favorite song on this album is "Why Can't This Be Love." Really good song. I know it's one of their like most popular, but I love it. It's a good one. And yeah. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.